Hello. Well, I have been trying to forget something for a few days and I haven't succeeded in forgetting it, so I thought I'd share it with you. An evil act shared is an evil act doubled, probably. But I do have to tell you, and especially you Canadians who are watching this, I'm afraid. You see, one of the most depressing things I read during the Ottawa truck protest was a message from an Ottawa resident. I think it was a couple of tweets he did, but I can't remember whether it was a tweet or a Facebook post, and I can't remember his name. I wish I had screenshotted the message, but I'm afraid I was so upset by it, that sort of went out the window, and I didn't actually want to remember it, but it keeps coming back to me. So here goes. No doubt he, and I'm saying he, I remember it as a he, so possibly that was the name on the tweet or whatever. But I can't guarantee that it was a he. No doubt he was inconvenienced by the disruption. I can understand that a resident, especially of the inner part of Ottawa, might be annoyed about the noise and the congestion. I can understand that. And especially irritating, I should think, to a resident who was not either sympathetic to the cause of the protesters or if they actually resented their cause. However, irritated or not, I'd say that on simple humanitarian grounds, even an irritated resident would be able to see the difference between those protesters and criminals, between people who have an argument to present and people who are just trying to take your money, or drug addicts who are camping in the street. Well, that's a good one, because I wouldn't expect anyone to do this even to a drug addict camping in the street. Right, good point. And let's face it, if somebody is parking a lorry out in temperatures of have been described as -7 or whatever, they wouldn't do that unless it was for a very serious reason. So most people could understand that. Even more so if the protester happens to have a family there. There were many, I saw children around, and obviously pets as well. And even if you absolutely hate the truck driver, hate his guts and hate everything he stands for, no normal human being would be happy to see that person freeze in that sort of weather. And yet that's exactly what the writer of this message was espousing. As I said, I read it. I was so shocked by it. I tried to unread it. Unfortunately, it stuck. But you see, I didn't keep a copy of it because I wasn't thinking at the time of using it. But it ran something like this. And it was after the Trudeau government had blocked the sale of fuel to the truckers. The writer started off by referring to all the people who were taking cans of diesel to the drivers so they could keep their cabs warm. Again, I say I'm not sure it was a he, but I somehow have the idea it was. He said that after a week of the noise and disruption and the lack of sleep that he was getting because of the noise, okay, yeah, I understand that must be pretty nasty. I understand that. He decided to do his bit to support the government line. He went out and bought 2 jerry cans and had them filled with fuel. So I thought, well, here's someone who's changed his mind. Good for him. Then I read on. He then went on to say that having got the cans home, he cracked a couple of eggs into the fuel before turning them over to a grateful trucker. And then he said something like, "You see, it doesn't cost much to wreck an engine." And then he finished off by saying he put some earplugs in his ears and slept like a baby. Well, as I said, I didn't take a screenshot of that or copy it, and that was because I actually had trouble processing it. And I still don't know what to say about it, apart from that it disgusts me beyond my powers of description. But I can ask a question or two. I understand that someone might be upset about the whole business. I understand they might not agree with their decisions. But to condemn a person, a human being, and possibly family members and pets as well, to freezing, what sort of moral compass would you need to do that? But even given that, most people who are so absolutely self-centered that they could do something like that, at least have the social understanding that this isn't something that you would want to boast about. And it isn't even as if there was no remedy either. This writer admitted that the problem of getting to sleep was easily solved with a set of earplugs. So he wasn't only happy to know that a fellow citizen could be freezing in the truck and his livelihood, the truck, damaged, but this person was actually proud of himself as well. So, yeah, this is the good Trudeau citizen. This is the good Canadian. I wonder how long it'll be before he finds himself on the receiving end of Trudeau's idea of democracy. I do hope it will be soon. And I didn't ever think I would find myself hoping that Trudeau would have a chance to bully his feudal serfs anymore, but to a certain extent I am torn between wishing mercy for the Canadians and no mercy at all for this guy. Well, yeah, I'm Graniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. Please click like and share the video and subscribe or check your subscription and get updates on my videos by subscribing to Twitter, Gab or Parler, because I always send messages out when I put a new video up. All right, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.